So I'm going to be looking at cancer, heart disease, a certain kind of mental illness, and if there's time we'll have a peek at diabetes. And as I said before, remember, this is work in progress. Not Moses coming down from the mountain to give you the tablets. We're all working these together. You'll all have met cases. Go home, check your charts, see if there's any insights that you get from them, and take them from there. So here are some of the personality characteristics of cancer sufferers that have come up in various studies and that I've found some truth in. Oh, there's a cancer cell. It looks kind of scary, doesn't it? So, cancer personality traits. We've got what might be called as a non-sanguine personality. Somebody who needs to kind of lighten up. Somebody who takes life really very seriously. There's a tendency to brood and to hold on to past hurts. There can be a difficulty in expressing emotions. And a tendency to helplessness and hopelessness. Quite often the precursor is an unresolved emotional conflict within the previous 18 months to 2 years. And then there's this sense, around the time of the cancer, or when it started to develop, of feeling stuck, in a stuck life situation with no way out. Cancer is mainly, I've found in my work and work with colleagues who work with cancer, a disease of hoarding, getting stuck with stuff which turns toxic. Now, this stuff can either be physical stuff, you can get, cancer can be caused by toxins in the environment, or it can be emotional stuff, life stuff. So it's plus victim thinking, helplessness, hopelessness. So we've got the hoarding and we've got the helplessness. And so there's this feeling of, the hoarding means that you're holding on to the past. And really some of them do feel they're stuck in an intolerable situation with no possible way out. Like someone in a really, really bad marriage feels that they cannot go out because of the children or because of other things, or they can't earn a living. There doesn't seem to be an alternative to what they have. And it's not uncommon for a cancer patient to be able to pinpoint the exact moment that they decided that they actually didn't care whether they lived or died. And this is often around 18 months before diagnosis. I visited the Gerson Cancer Clinic in Mexico. I was there when I was studying with a friend, and spoke to a lot of cancer patients and asked them, was there a time that they'd given up? And most of them could tell me where they were standing, what they were doing, and when it was. Now there's one of the kind of, I like to link things with myths or stories because it gives symbolism that goes deeper than just words. And the Midas myth has a few parallels with the cancer story. Through what he chose to accumulate, he had become toxic. His life had become unbearable, and it was killing him. It was what he chose to hoard, what he chose to keep. Now, fortunately, in the Midas story, there's a very happy ending. He appealed to Dionysius, who was the one who had granted him his gift of choice. And Dionysius allowed him to bathe in the river Pactolus. And gradually, gradually, by repeated washings away, the gold was washed into the river sands, and Midas was restored to health. And the reason I chose strands from the Midas myth is that this gives a clue to the natural healing of cancer. And the key to healing of cancer is, if you're not going to go the conventional route, is detoxification. Detoxification of the body, detoxification of the mind. And by the way, one of my friends went through this process and has written a wonderful book called A Time to Heal by Beata Bishop. A Time to Heal. And it's not that I think it's wrong to go through what is sometimes in the alternative world called the slash, burn and poison routine. Surgery, radiotherapy and chemotherapy. It's whatever the patient feels is absolutely right is right. Yeah? Because there are ways of using visualizations and all sorts of things that will cooperate with even the most drastic cancer therapy. So I'm not standing here just advocating one kind of treatment. But detoxification is a very, very good component of cancer treatment.